Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So if you haven't been to the channel before, I make gaming reviews and I do walkthroughs and just general gameplay videos. So today's video we're going to be talking about the Hori Split Pad Pro for the Nintendo Switch. So I know a lot of people have probably got these for Christmas or got the Switch for Christmas. So this is my sort of go-to accessory, so I just wanted to make a review, some impressions, tell you what I like and dislike about it. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to help the channel to grow, and let's make a start by talking about this accessory. If you haven't seen what the Switch Pad Pro looks like, you can see there a few marks on my screen, but there you go. So I got the red one. They do lots of different special edition ones. There's a Pokemon one. I think there's a Pikachu one, and there's a different Pokemon one. And then you get red, blue, and there's a few other different colours as well. So let's start talking about some of the cons to begin with. So it's both a pro and a con, but basically the size. So what this does is it gives you the opportunity to play in handheld mode, but with a full-size controller. So obviously it feels great. So obviously, again, I'm going to talk about why it's a con. So it's a con because it makes it a little bit less portable. So because you're obviously have these controllers connected, trying to actually carry them with you, you basically have to try and have a bigger bag, or you have to try and find a carry case that is going to be able to take the full-size controller, and obviously there's not that many out there that do. Obviously at the moment you can just take the Switch, you can have the Joy-Cons on, it slides into a pretty standard carry case. Obviously with this it means you've got the full-size controller, so that's why it's a bit of a con, is because it does mean portability wise, handheld mode, it makes it a little bit more challenging to carry it around with you day to day. So that's why that's a con. Obviously they don't use batteries. Again, so it's a little bit of a pro and a con. You don't have to worry about charging them up, but then they do take a little bit of the power from the Switch itself. So I haven't noticed a massive drop in battery power. You obviously does use a little bit of battery, but I'm still getting probably 3 to 4 hours on certain games. Obviously depending on what game I'm playing, it's a little bit less, but battery wise still pretty good. So obviously you haven't got to worry about charging up your Joy-Cons. As I said, portability wise, I think you lose a little bit. You lose a little bit of that portable the idea of the portable console by having this on here. So it's kind of like if you're playing it at home in handheld mode, it's brilliant. If you're out and about trying to play it like this, I think it's a little bit more difficult. And then obviously there is no motion controls, there is no IR camera, there's no gyro controls, so you lose the vibration as well. So you lose all of that by having these. So if you're obviously really into those sort of things or certain games, you obviously won't be able to use these, and you can't use them off handheld mode. So these are only available to use when you're in handheld mode. You can't use it as another controller, you can't use it when it's on the TV, so it's purely for handheld mode. So there are a few of the cons. They're not particularly cons to me. I play mainly in handheld mode at home anyway, so they aren't really cons to me, but I just wanted to point that out. None of that came as a shock to me because I read all the reviews, I knew what I was getting when I bought it. But some people might think, oh, I can get a cheaper controller or I can save some money by getting these, but it's just to be used in handheld mode. So they're the cons out the way. Let's make a start on some of the pros. So let's just talk a little bit about the size and why it's a pro as well. So obviously I said about you lose that sort of portable option when you're using these. Now size wise, again, for sort of adults, people, not even people with larger hands, this is going to come in really useful because comfort wise, it's so much more comfortable to play using these than it was with the Joy-Cons. Now I've had this since March 2017 when it first came out. So obviously I'm used to playing with the Joy-Con. So it took me a little bit of a while to get used to that sort of larger and actually larger size of the Switch, and actually having a proper controller to play with. You've obviously got, you know, larger ZR, back ones L, ZL. You obviously get these couple of extra buttons here that you can program in as well, so you get extra buttons, and then obviously turbo mode, and you get all the, you know, all the same stuff, but you've basically got a full-size controller. So that's why size is both a pro and a con. It's definitely more of a pro for me. Another pro, it improves gameplay massively. So it's just, like I say, more comfortable. It's easier to control when you're playing certain games. Not every game is it going to obviously feel maybe better on, but pretty much every game I've played, Mario Kart, The Witcher, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Breath of the Wild, everything I've played using this it makes it much more comfortable. First person shooters, yes, you lose that vibration, so it's maybe a little bit disappointing in that, but you still get all the comfort of obviously having a full-size controller, so hopefully will improve your gameplay as well. The price, so obviously I paid £40 for these. Even the sort of limited edition ones, I think they go up to 45, but not that expensive. So again, £40 for, you know, pretty much a full-size controller is a really good price. So again, pro for me for that. I've talked about batteries. Obviously, I haven't got to worry about charging anything. So again, another pro for me. Sometimes you maybe haven't put it on charge, or you've picked up the wrong Joy-Cons that aren't charged. So obviously, again, lucky you don't have to worry about charging them. And then overall, just it's much more comfortable to play with because you're using that full-size controller. So obviously, I'm going to talk about something else now, just slightly different. So obviously, because I said about, you know, losing the sort of portable console, so to speak, by having this on here because it makes it much bigger. I guess the other option would be using a Switch Pro and then just obviously sticking the stand up and play it using the controller from the stand. But obviously if you're playing in bed, it's not exactly the easiest thing to do, and it's just quite nice just to have it in front of you and use the controller on the side. And plus obviously cost wise, it's sort of double the cost to get a Pro controller. I mean, they are incredible, they're probably the best controller I've had, but I think equally just as good to have these. Obviously you don't get all the kind of bells and whistles, you don't get, like I said before, the vibration, the cameras, all things like that, but it's a really great controller. So for me, accessory to buy if you're buying a Switch, you've got to get the Hori Split Pad Pro. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's a really great controller. Obviously it comes in so many different styles and colors, so there's bound to be one that you like. So I hope you like this review. Like I say, it's my go-to accessory, definitely one to buy if you've got a Switch, or you've just bought a Switch, or you're getting a Switch. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to really help the channel to grow. Thanks a lot everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks a lot guys.